What is up? This is Frightmare HQ. My name is Lloyd Cryer.
Oh my
and
God,
I'm here with Charles Doze.
Hi, it's me, Charles Doze, and I'm here with the one and the only Lloyd Cryer.
Boom!
Like Lloyd Cryer.
Back for 1981.
Jesus Christ.
Part 2.
1981 is killing me, Lloyd. I've been having nightmares about it. I've been like, dear God, it won't stop.
1981 is the horror year that never ends. We've driven Charles to drinking. He's already admitted he's drank about 2/3 of that cup filled with scotch.
Oh, I've been drinking, thinking about Supervan and all that stuff.
No, you're worried about 1981. I know what
I want it to be over. For the love of God.
You got to admit, though, I think I've proven 1981 was a great year for horror.
It was a bountiful year. The harvest was ripe. All right.
It was bountiful. That is absolutely true.
All right. Did anybody actually join us again, or is it just us? Because I was really skeptical if anybody would come back. They'd be like, "Hell no."
We have lots of people joining us. Let's say hello to everybody.
Travis!
How y'all doing?
What's up,
Thanks
Travis?
for joining us.
Travis, I'm thinking about you.
Nathan's here.
Oh, Nathan, I was thinking about you too. Have another drink.
Allie is here.
Well, Allie's got to be here, or I won't do the show.
Rick's here, and he says it's too much stress for Charles.
Rick knows me.
Akasha is back.
Yes.
We got a lot of people. The comments are lit up right now.
All right, guys. So we're going to try to finish 81. We're going to keep doing this. So next week's going to be 82. But we're going to try to condense it into one show per year. So that means we have to take Lloyd's 147 movies that come out and kind of narrow it down to about 20. So we're going to do that. Try to.
That's where we're at today. I think you're at about 15 or 16 today. So, Charles made a list. He's been working very hard on this. He touched on...
And I checked it twice.
And he checked it twice. And he touched on some of the more popular films.
Mm-hmm.
And he touched on some of the stuff that we really like that's a little more obscure. So you should keep in mind that this list is by no means all-inclusive. We're probably going to miss something.
Jesus.
Not because...
I think 81 is all-inclusive. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're not missing anything because, we didn't like it or we, intentionally left it out. It's just because there's so many movies in 1981. So
Matt said I don't need any more caffeine. Matt, I actually have not had any caffeine today. Can you imagine me with caffeine?
You haven't had any caffeine?
Nope. Niente.
I have a giant cup of coffee every morning. So do you want to go ahead and kick this off? You want to, because
I think you're starting. What you got?
I'm starting. All right. So the movie we're going to start with is Wolfen from July 24th, 1981.
Wolfen.
And
Wolfen's not a horror movie.
You know what? But it is, though.
We'll put it out there.
It's an odd movie. It's definitely odd, but I actually just recently rewatched Wolfen because I'll admit I always thought it was rather boring, and I was never able to really get through it in previous viewings. So it played out a little better now that I'm a little older, and But I think really the last time I saw it was like after its theatrical run when it hit TV. So I was very young, let's put it that way. But, it's okay. It's not bad. I don't think the movie, I don't know much about the book, but I don't think a lot of the book, from what I've read, carried over well to the film.
Okay.
But we've got some notes here. The film is known for its early use of an in-camera effect to portray the subjective point of view of a wolf. Similar to thermography, the technique was later adopted by other horror films such as The Predator.
Ooh, the Predator.
So it does have, it has that. That's one thing you can say. It has that thermography going on.
That's how I look at you with my thermography. And
Oh,
it's always
boy.
hot too. It's always hot.
Calm down, Charles.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Wolfen, but I liked. I think the director was good, and he never directed anything else.
Really?
The only other thing he did was he's the one who directed the 1970 documentary of Woodstock. That's what he did.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I know that, but he never directed anything else again. He's actually was a good director. If you watch the movie, I felt like the movie had good pieces there, but I just felt like the screenplay was like horrible. I think they just drove it down for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. The direction was good, but they just didn't have a lot to work with, and I have a feeling that there was a lot in the book that just wasn't. You really weren't able to carry over from the book to the film.
Yeah. It had a good cast, though. Lots of good people in the cast.
It had a great cast.
Tom Noonan was in it. Gregory Hines was in it. Who else?
Yep. The main guy, what was his name?
Albert Finney.
Finney, yeah. I know Albert Finney from that old Scrooge film. That's where I know him from.
Said that Todd Lewis said Wolfen's worth a revisit. Lloyd might tell you it's worth a revisit. I'm not going to direct you to go watch that movie. That's on you. You can do what you want. You're an adult.
It's good if you have some time to waste. I wouldn't say it's not worth it. But yeah, it's not the greatest film ever.
All right. I think we can move on from Wolfen. I think we've Wolfened ourselves out here.
I think so. So you're next. You've got a cool movie to talk about.
Oh, I love this movie. August 14th, 1981. Fulci's House by the Cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
Fulci brought out 3 movies in 1981. They were all freaking awesome, right?
I agree. Yep.
So this actually wasn't released in the U.S. until 1984, like most of these Italian movies. If you haven't seen House by the Cemetery, watch it. Watch it. It's bizarre. It's surrealist. It's bloody. It's a great Fulci movie. I mean, really, it's got people from other Fulci movies like Katerina McCoyle's in it. But the screenplay was done by Dardano. I can't. All these Italian names. Dardano Sacciati. That's a Sacciati. I'm a Dardano. But Dardano worked a lot with Bava and Fulci because he did like the screenwriter for like Zombie Demons, The Beyond, City of Living Dead, Bay of Blood, and he worked with Argento, I think, on Cat of Nine Tails. So, what do you think of it, Lloyd?
I love House by the Cemetery. I love a lot of Fulci stuff, and this is definitely one of his best. My favorite part, though, that kills me every time is little Bob, the little boy.
Bob. Yeah.
Every time he talks, it's like, who the hell dubbed his voice?
That's the funnest part of those Italian movies, the dubs.
We should have pulled a clip of Bob.
I should have. Can't pull it from YouTube or we'll get hit again with copyright.
Yeah.
We're a copyright machine, goddammit.
That's right.
I love there's actually there's a 4K version of this coming out in a few months. Did you know that?
I saw that. Do you think that's really going to add anything to the film, or do you think the Blu-rays are, good enough?
The 4K restoration, I know from Blue Underground, is from the original uncut camera negative. So I'm interested to see it. And the fact that it's been remastered and restored to 4K, I'm interested in seeing it. Yeah. A lot of times, these old effects don't hold up well to 4K. So that's kind of the fun part of watching it. Will it add to it? I don't know, but I'm interested because I don't think I've seen a copy, because I don't think the Blu-rays are from the uncut camera negative. I don't think they are. But
oh, really? I know they did some 4K Blu-rays, from a 4K source. Yeah. And I don't know if House by the Cemetery was one, but they did Zombie, right? And now they're doing Zombie, and 4K is coming too. So a lot of people are calling that double dipping, but I don't know. I haven't read the specs or anything.
used to be my stripper name, Double Dipper.
Double Dipper.
Oh, Double Dipper.
What say about House by the Cemetery, though? I mean, it was gory and violent, and you gotta.
It's Euro fun.
Yeah, this one was the one where with the shot of the knife through the head, right, and it comes out of the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes I get confused what scenes were what, but I thought that was that one.
I get him confused sometimes, dude, just because. Like, I go on these, like, kicks. I'll go on, like, a Fulci kick, and I'll watch all his damn movies in a row. Then I won't watch them again for, like, 6 or 7 years. So they all blend together in my head. So in my head, there's, like, a 6-hour-long Fulci movie. It's like,
excuse me.
Visual effects are still better than CGI. That's what Travis said. Yes, they are. Yes, that's true.
Very true. But yeah, House by the Cemetery, that's a definite recommend. I mean, I'm sure most people have already seen it, but if you haven't, yeah, it's definitely something you got to check out.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it in a long time, watch it. Go back to it.
Allie says, interesting law. I get a kick out of little kids with names that sound like an adult name. It's the craziest thing. And when he opens his mouth and he speaks, you're like, what in the hell? Because it's the most, can you do a Bob voice, Charles?
No,
I can't either. I can't do it.
That's most of those Italian movies that dub. Just like, hey everybody, what's it going? It's like, what?
It's kind of like that. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we ready to go to the next one?
Let's move. What's next, Lloyd?
Right.
What are your favorites?
This is one of my favorites, and it's because it's near and dear to my heart. I grew up in the area that this one was filmed in. This is August 14th, 1981. This is Deadly Blessing, directed by Wes Craven. This was pre-Nightmare on Elm Street. It does have a dream sequence in the film, so you get a little early taste of what was to come with Wes Craven. Because I think that was kind of a recurring theme through some of his stuff was this dream stuff. But it was shot. I grew up in a little bitty town called Bardwell, Texas, and it was shot all over Ellis County, which it was shot in Ennis, it was shot in Waxahachie, it was shot in Bardwell, it was shot all over the place. One of Sharon Stone's first movies, also. So you get to see early Sharon Stone in a role in a Wes Craven film. Let me pull up the trailer for that you got for us.
Yeah, we got a 30-second TV clip here.
I hope I get the right one. Let's do.
More chilling than nightmares. Blacker than the darkest corners of your mind.
Vicky, you back?
There is the unholiest terror of all. Deadly Blessing, rated R.
Now playing at select area theaters.
Now playing at select area theaters.
Select area theaters.
Theaters.
Definitely
rated R.
That's definitely a 1981 announcer voice.
So that one, and actually Wolfen too. James Horner did the scores for those. That one and Wolfen both.
Oh, okay. All right.
James Horner, of course, he did like 100 movies. He won like 10 Oscars, nominated for 10 Oscars, but he did one of my favorite scores, which was Aliens, 1986.
Okay.
And of course, he went on to do Titanic and Willow and Apollo 13, all those movies, but
Aliens. You can fill your scotch there, brother. Be careful.
Look, I'll tell you when I had enough, you sumbitch. All right.
So I got something I want to show.
Not here, Lloyd.
This is a still from Deadly Blessing. This is the Terra Theater in Ennis, Texas. When I was not at the Foxfire Drive-In in Ennis, Texas, as a kid, I was at the Terra Theater, and this is actually a still from the movie. I grew up going to see films at this theater, and what's cool is they've got another Wes Craven on the marquee, and with another Wes Craven movie, Summer of Fear with Linda Blair. So I think it's a cool movie. Scream Factory put it out not too long ago. It was really hard to find for a long time there. It was kind of relegated to VHS only.
Yeah.
And I think it totally skipped DVD as well. And then finally, Scream Factory put it out. I bought an Australian DVD of it. Talk about crazy. I told you guys that I grew up watching movies at that theater. We also went to see Deadly Blessing at that theater when it came out. There was kind of a little Ellis County premiere at that theater, and nobody, there was nobody there, nobody famous, but the whole town packed the theater that whole week that it played there. So it's a fun movie. It's about a group of religious people that are kind of like, I guess they're kind of like Quakers, only much more intense.
Mm-hmm. Intense is the word.
And I think they were called the Hittites, if I'm not mistaken.
The Hittites
or something like that. But Ernest Borgnine played the leader, or their leader guy. Michael Berryman was in the film, another Wes Craven go-to actor. And it's just a fun movie. It's one of those that keeps you guessing, and I don't know. I had a great time with it. I went to see this with my mother and my grandmother, and oh my God, my grandmother just about lost her mind at the theater because she couldn't believe what she was seeing on the screen. Is
it because she was so attracted to Ernest Borgnine?
I don't think so.
That's what happened when I first met Ernest Borgnine.
What did you think of the movie?
I've always liked Deadly Blessing. I don't know if I liked it just because it's a local movie, but I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's not like an Oscar movie, but it's a lot of fun. It's what you want out of these movies,
Right.
Not much more you can say about it. It's just some of those movies people either don't like it or they really like it,
Yeah. I think it's something that I would definitely recommend that people at least watch once and see what they think of it.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Next up, Charlie boy.
Oh, Lord. We don't have to talk about this movie. August 21st, 1981. An American Werewolf in London. Nobody likes An American Werewolf in London. Nobody's even watched that movie again since it came out.
This is a we talked about it briefly when we touched on The Howling. But man, talk about a great werewolf movie. The best transformation scene, hands down, ever.
Yeah, Rick Baker's insane makeup effects. It's crazy.
He was incredible, and he won an Oscar for this, I believe. I think he was one of the first. This was one of the first horror films to win an Oscar for effects or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, I mean, lots of stuff in it's good. Of course, you got Landis directing, who mostly was known for comedy movies, but it's just a great movie. There's not a whole lot we can touch on it because I think everybody's kind of seen it.
Well, it is a comedy too. I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff going on, and John Landis brings, his style of humor, which is something that I think he had a hard time with. A lot of people didn't want to do the film because they didn't think he could pull off the humor and the horror, but he was masterful, as we all know.
Yeah. I can't say much about it. Just I know Arrow Video brought it out in 2018, I think, or last year. No, it was last year. Mm-hmm. That's actually got the restoration from the original camera negative. So if you're needing to pick up one or don't have it, I'd recommend that one because that's probably the best one that's out there that you can get of it.
Fantastic movie. I want to flip.
Oh, no, Lord.
Okay, Matt Orsman, I just wanted to get some feedback. It was the first makeup Oscar. So there you go. How could they not give that movie a makeup Oscar, though? I mean, just incredible.
Yeah. I mean, that scene alone, really, you watch that and it's like painful. It's like, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah. And some of the funniest moments are some of the most subtle, just like the song playing in the background is Bad Moon Rising. Yeah. I mean, that's just funny,
I mean, in that movie too, the noise, the howling of the wolf, like when they're walking through the moors, it's always terrified me. So I watched that when I was a kid, and I was like, nope, I don't like this shit. I'm out of here.
And it has a great joke about the Alamo too, in the pub.
Yeah.
So fun movie. I doubt there's anybody watching us right now that hasn't seen that. But how could we talk about 1981 and not talk about American Werewolf in London?
Yeah, it's American Werewolf in London. Don't watch the sequel to An American Werewolf in Paris. All right.
Oh my God, stay
It's not the same movie.
far away.
No, wait, it's equally as good, if not better. All right, go watch that.
Yeah, go check it out. All right, here's another one. Here's another one of my favorites, and it's kind of dandy how it worked out that I get to introduce this one.
Oh, you had to. I
Speak.
wasn't going to take that.
Evil Speak with Clint Howard. I
Remember
love
the little kid you used to pick on? Well, he's a big boy now.
I've always described this movie as the male version of Carrie. And that's pretty much what it is. The kid gets picked on and bullied until he is driven into the basement of an old church to clean it up, and he finds a satanic Apple computer.
I'm gonna get the devil to get you, you son of a bitch. Control alt delete, motherfucker.
So it's one of those old school Apple computers. What is it? A Macintosh? Is that what they call it?
It was a Mac, yeah.
Okay, so it's a big giant beast of a computer, and it's great just to watch that, just to kind of flash back on what our technology looked like back then. But it's a fun movie. It's got Richard Mall as the bad guy in the film, and Clint Howard, and we love Clint Howard at Texas Frightmare Weekend.
Yes, we do.
One of my favorite guests.
And it was originally released in Japan first, which I thought was funny. It didn't come out to the U.S. It didn't come out to the U.S. till '82, and they released it in Japan first. Maybe all the computers. I don't know.
And if I'm not mistaken, I talked to Clint about this, and I want to say he wore a hairpiece for that movie. He didn't have hair back then, or he had problems with hair, so he kind of jokes about it and says that he that he had to wear a hairpiece. And that was, what is that, 30-something years ago? 40, 20?
40 years ago, almost.
39 years ago. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I like the effects in it. I know Harry Woolman did the effects. And Harry Woolman's mainly known for doing exploitation movies in the 70s. He did Candy Tangerine, Dolomite, Sweet Jesus Preacher Man, which I think is My Life Story. But Harry also did the effects on the one, the only Supervan, Lloyd.
No.
He did.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Two of my favorite movies have a link.
That's why you like it so much. Harry Woolman. He did the effects for that and Supervan.
Hairy woman, like a woman that's hairy?
Wool man, like a man made of wool.
I thought you said woman. I was like, hairy woman.
Hairy woman. I'm like some damn hairy woman did the damn effects of that. I don't know what her name was, but she was hairy. She had Supervan too.
That's the way I heard it, man. I'm sorry. I love Evil Speak. It's great. Culminates in an ending where Clint Howard gets his revenge against everyone. But people are just the bad guys are really bad in this movie. They're very cruel to poor little Clint. And it's good. I enjoyed it. It is the male version of Carrie, and I stand by that.
All right. Next up. August 28th, 1981. Hell Night, Lloyd. Featuring Linda Blair, who was nominated for a Razzie for Worst Actress for this movie.
Was she really?
She was for Hell Night.
Do we have a trailer for that?
We don't. Or do we?
Let me see. I may play the wrong thing, but hang on a second.
No, we got an image.
Oh, we do?
We have the poster.
Well, you keep talking about it, and I'll see if I can track it down.
All right, so Hell Night. So you haven't seen Hell Night. It's basically like depicts like this fraternity hazing in this old like manor, and then some deformed killer terrorizes them. It's basically like a really weird episode of Scooby-Doo Mysteries. That's the whole movie. It really is.
You're right. It really is.
It's fun to watch, but I don't think it's really special. I think it runs a little long. I like Linda Blair. I like Dan Wyman's synth score in it. That's a lot of fun. I know the director, Tom DeSimone.
Yeah.
He was a porn director in the 60s.
Didn't he have a brother that directed some horror movies too?
I don't know.
I think he did. Yeah, I think Tom DeSimone, and then there was his brother, I thought, did some stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a group of people who like Hell Night. I don't think it's bad, but it's not like on my top list of movies. Thoughts? What do you think?
I think it kind of fell short of the slasher formula. There wasn't enough of the kids being debauched, I mean, and getting what they deserved and that kind of thing. It is a lot of them running around an old abandoned mansion, like you said, and it's kind of a Scooby-Doo mystery thing, but and it has a twist ending at the end that doesn't really pay off very well for me. So it's a give it a watch, but I don't think it fully measured up.
Yeah. The production assistant on that movie actually was Frank Darabont, which is interesting.
Really?
Of course, Frank Darabont went on to do Shawshank and Green Mile, but Darabont also was a screenwriter. He wrote Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors too. So, I mean, it's interesting. And the screenwriter for that movie went on to write Tango and Cash, which is also one of the greatest movies ever made. So there's that. So that's what I got.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not a fan, but if you haven't seen it and you like Linda Blair, go and watch it. It's a watch. So
it is a watch, yeah. And if you're a slasher completist like I am, then you have to see Hell Night.
Lloyd's such a slasher completist that he films his bathroom visits to music and watches them.
What? How does that have to do with slasher movies?
Oh, you have no idea. I've seen the videos. Terrify the shit out of me, literally.
All right. Let's go to the Boogans.
Oh, God, I love the Boogans.
I know you do. The Boogans is something that I wasn't even aware of until I had heard all of the people, for years, that started talking about it, and it became kind of a cult classic. I don't think I'd ever seen it in any of the video stores that I frequented as a kid.
Really? I had it on like a recorded VHS copy, and I'd watch it. I mean, it was like a monster movie from the 50s, and the slasher movie had a baby. I mean, it was just like all this crap. It was just so much fun.
We've got a trailer. Let's play that for the
Boogans. Let's play the trailer for the Boogans.
All right.
You are alone. The house seems deathly still. And then it could be nothing. Just your imagination. Or this time, it could be the Boogans. Scene an adventure in terror. The Boogans. Rated R. From Taft International Pictures.
Starts Friday at a theater near you. Check newspapers for theaters in time.
Yes, it starts Friday at a theater near us, Lloyd. I'm so excited to go see the Boogans. The Boogans were basically like turtles with giant teeth.
Yeah.
We're just the Boogans, and it's on Blu-ray. If you haven't seen it, get the damn Blu-ray and watch it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think Olive Films put that out on Blu-ray, and that's a definitely worth a watch. It's a little creature feature.
I think I'm going to do at the end of this one is I'm going to give away somebody a copy of the Boogans on Blu-ray.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I think somebody needs it.
Well, that's badass, Charles.
Hey, they need the Boogans in their life.
It's kind of a silly name, but the only thing I can think to say is, as a kid, I remember my grandpa used to always scare us, and he'd always tell us the Booger Man was coming after us.
The Butter Man?
The Booger Man.
The Booger Man.
Booger Man. And that always scared the crap out of us. And I guess that's just kind of a country way of saying the boogeyman. But that's what he always said. The Booger Man's coming to get you.
Could you say that he was giving you the boogans?
Oh, he gave me the boogans. He gave me the boogers, is what he gave me.
Give you the boogers. I like the boogans. I mean, really, it's campy, it's creepy, it's popcorn fun. It's just the boogans. That's all you have to say.
So you're next up. You've got a cool one.
Oh, is it Cannonball Run? No. 1981, Absurd, aka Antrafloflockabliss 2, Antrafloflockabliss 2, which has nothing to do with Antrafloflockabliss.
Well, the only thing that it does have in common is that George Eastman is the main character.
It had like 14 titles. It was called like Zombie 6, The Grim Reaper 2. I think it was actually called Horrible as well, which is probably a good title for it. So
I think it came out recently on Blu-ray under that title, didn't it?
On Horrible? Yeah, I think it came out under Horrible.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple of reissues of that, but yeah. It's a fun movie though. They use some scenes from don't they use some of Fulci's scenes from other films? If I remember correctly.
Cut them into it. I mean, if you're into European ultra gore, watch it. I've never been the biggest. I mean, I didn't like it too much. I mean, I know I like saying the word anthropophagus too.
It's anthropophagus.
Anthropophagus, that's what I said.
Exactly. Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus 36. My favorite movie.
Well, I do actually like this movie, but mainly because it's a D'Amato film, and
love D'Amato.
I'm down for anything D'Amato has to throw my way, and he's thrown some turds my way. I'll tell you that much. But I like it. I think it's a fun movie, and anytime you get to see George Eastman in a movie is worth it to me too.
He went by a different name in this, and he wasn't like Peter Newton. Like every movie, he has a new name.
In Absurd,
I think I gave you the poster on an image. The poster it actually has him billed as Peter Newton on it. Yeah, directed by
George
Peter Newton.
Oh, you're the director. Yeah, Peter Newton.
Yeah.
D'Amato had like 400 different names that he had.
He's like,
real name.
So bitch will never get me.
Otto is not even his real name. You know that, right?
Yeah.
It's Aristide Masaki or something like that.
I make all the movies under all the names. John Newton, Frank Newton, Amato, Potato, au gratin. I make all the movies. You name it.
You call me what? He even directed a lot of adult films under female names too.
But he did. That's what me and Lloyd do on Sundays.
Okay, then.
That's all I got. I don't have anything else. Who else is on?
Let's move on to October 1981. This is another great slasher flick, in my opinion, called The Prowler, directed by Joseph Zito, who went on to direct Friday the 13th, Part 4, The Final Chapter. And both of those movies had Tom Savini as the special effects artist on both of them. So The Prowler, to me, is fantastic. And I'm a slasher fan, so it's one of the top slashers, in my opinion. Also called Rosemary's Killer was the alternate title.
I know the director Zito also went on to do a bunch of Chuck Norris movies, like Missing in Action, and
Invasion USA. Yeah,
Invasion USA, which I'm like,
Savini did the effects on Invasion USA.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
yep.
So I'll go circle. There's a German version of that omits all of the gore completely from it and changes the score around. I'm not kidding you. So there's a German version omits every single piece of gore and replace the soundtracks with bird noises for the daytime scenes.
Well, that doesn't sound.
And crickets for the nighttime scenes, and they called it the Pitchfork of Death, and it exists. So I recommend you watch that one and tell me how that one compares to the version you like.
I'm not watching that one, Charles. I'm just not.
Next time I come over, I'm putting that damn movie. I'm like, look, I got the greatest movie ever. You're gonna be like, you son of a bitch.
That's like You know, there is a version of The Beyond that I've always wanted to see called Seven Doors of Death that had a completely different score. And I would love to see that.
I always like those weird alternate movies,
Yeah.
Why does it exist?
So do you have this version that you're talking about?
So I have a copy of it that I got off of YouTube.
Gotcha.
I'm going to send it to you.
Well, maybe I'll check it out. Yeah. Well, I love this film. It has some great Savini effects in it. It has the slasher feel nailed. It wins on every level, in my opinion. I love the scene, the knife scene. That was something that I think I saw the Scream Greats video documentary about Tom Savini before I ever saw the Prowler. And he talks about how he takes the bayonet and it was just different cut lengths of a real bayonet, and it's just cutaway scenes. And when he cuts back, you just see it going deeper and deeper into his head. And it's a great scene. Really good effect. It's practical effects, and it was just done great the way Tom does.
If you guys haven't seen it, here's the poster. I mean, really, it's about a killer who's in World War II fatigues, and he begins a murder spree. And to me, I always thought the plot was like a little similar to My Bloody Valentine, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I like them both. I mean, I like the Prowler. I always did. It will freeze your blood. The Prowler. I feel like we need to. I feel like we need to redo these posters with you and me, Lloyd.
What, like have me as killing you as the chick,
and I holding you all like, oh no, Lloyd, don't kill me. I love you. You're the Prowler.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Oh, we're gonna do all of them.
Let's see.
What's next? Oh, give me another one.
Yeah, you're up
October 15th, 1981. It happened. We got Evil Dead. Evil Dead. And I've got a trailer for Evil Dead that I love this trailer. Lloyd's going to play it. Play the trailer, Lloyd.
Here it comes, baby.
Play it for me.
資料の腹渡元祖スプラッタームービー恐怖映画史に残る大傑作ついに発売監督はシンプルプランラブ・オブ・ザ・ゲームのサーム・ダイン次々によみがえる資料の群れもう逃げ場はないこれが全世界が怯えた伝説の恐怖資料の腹渡
I want that guy to narrate my life. Like everywhere I go, I want him to be behind me, just like narrating.
I have no idea what he said, but it sounded awesome.
What else can we say about Evil Dead? I mean, they made that movie, and it was Raimi, like all his friends and family. None of them really knew what they were doing, but somehow they made this amazing movie. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, something crazy about it is the movie came out and it was unrated, which we all know that's kind of a death knell, or what it was back in the day. You release a film unrated, it's basically like saying, here's our porn film. It's pretty much the equivalent. Nobody went to see it. And Stephen King actually saved the movie. He came in and he called it the most ferociously original horror film ever made. And it went back into theaters and made a ton of money after that. So we have Stephen King to thank for, getting us, the Evil Dead and saving it, basically.
And it's still banned in some countries too. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It's still banned in the Ukraine and Singapore. It really is.
I had no idea. But
so there you go.
I can see. I mean, it was a crazy movie. I mean,
it was like one of the craziest films ever at its time. It was like one of the most violent and weird. Nobody knew what the hell to do with it. They were just like, "What the do we do?"
Well, it was super original. Nobody had ever seen anything like that before, and just like the camera shots that Sam Raimi is so famous for nowadays.
Yeah.
That's what it was all about, and he was an innovator, and it's one of my favorite films of all time.
What struck me is when he did Frightmare is how like down to earth he is. Like he feels like a guy who could be bagging groceries at a grocery store. He's just like, oh yes, I am Sam Raimi. Yes. And I'm like, Jesus, dude. I'm just like,
yeah, he is definitely a super down to earth guy, as we all figured out last year at the convention. So what an honor that was, and that just kind of fell into our lap. We had booked Bruce Campbell rather early on, and at the time Bruce's agent said, what do you think about bringing in Sam Raimi? And I said, yes. Just make it happen. And, it took a little while, but he made it happen. So I got to give a shout out to Mike Estes for bringing Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell to our show last year.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Super awesome. So Evil Dead, super innovative, changed the horror landscape as we all know it.
Yep. Made us all messed up in the head, and that's how we got here today.
That's how we got here today. Next up, we have a film that came out October 23rd, 1981. This is an Alien clone called
Another one.
Terror.
Corman movie, right?
It's a Corman film. Had a great cast. Robert Englund and Sid Haig was in it, as was Aaron Moran, who played Joni on Happy Days and Joni Loves Chachi.
Joni Loves Chachi.
Yeah. James Cameron served as the production designer and the second unit director on the film. And this is kind of where he got or made his, or I guess this was kind of his proving ground for Aliens. So he designed all of those sets. So he kind of left from there with a lot of ideas about how to build, I don't know, spaceship sets. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, too, if you watch this, the tone, like the design of the movie is really similar to Aliens. If you watch this, the way it's filmed, the way the scenes are, the way the shots are, and you watch Aliens, it's not that this movie is any way, shape, or form as good as Aliens. It's not. It's not whatsoever. But it's very similar when you're watching it. Like you see where it came from.
It's an exploitation, alien clone kind of a thing.
It's not a good movie, but it's like it's not in a bad way. It's like a fun movie. It's like
a fun movie, yeah. And I mean, bottom line, we have a giant maggot rape scene in the film. So if that tells you what you're in for,
that makes everything better,
Yeah, but it's a fun movie. I definitely recommend Galaxy of Terror.
I'd recommend it too. I mean, really, if you want a fun, just dumb movie to watch, just put it on. It's just a lot of fun, It kind of, like I said, you could point out a lot of the Alien stuff from it. Like,
yeah, oh yeah,
you
should see it. Here's the poster. I was trying to find that.
Oh yeah, the poster is awesome. I mean, it looks like something from a 1950s comic book. I mean, really, it does.
Mm-hmm. I forgot Ray Walston was in it too.
Yeah.
My favorite Martian, right?
My favorite Martian.
Yeah, my favorite Martian, Fast Times. He was Mr. Hand in Fast
Mr. Hand.
Ridgemont High.
Yep.
So lots of names in that movie. Lots of names.
All right. Well, next is another one that I like a lot. Also, October 23rd, 81 was The Pit.
I love The Pit.
The Pit. If you haven't seen The Pit, I mean, what to say about The Pit? It really is. This bully boy finds this pit full of man-eating creatures he calls the troglodytes.
They're troglodytes.
The troglodytes, the troglodytes. He has a teddy bear. He has a teddy bear that he talks to.
And it talks to him.
Lloyd, you still got Galaxy of Terror up.
Huh? Oh, do I?
Put up the pit. Where's
boom.
the pit at?
There is a poster for the pit, right?
Yeah. The Pit is a strange movie, but it's... There it is. Jamie won't kill anyone unless Teddy told him to. The boy in that movie is super creepy. Sammy Snyders was his name, something like that. He was so creepy.
He's super creepy. The movie is bizarre and creepy, but it's great. I love this movie. I'm glad you love this movie too, because I don't know a whole lot of other people that even know about that movie.
People don't know it exists. Like, is it even anywhere where you can get it?
I'm trying to see if anybody. Ingrid says it's a Canadian film.
It is. It was a Canadian film. It was a Canadian film. I'm not sure if there's been a release of it really, though. I mean,
there is a Blu-ray.
There is a Blu-ray. Okay.
Blu-ray. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I did not know there was a Blu-ray. And now that I know there's a Blu-ray, I'm gonna go buy it because it's an awesome movie. It's so weird.
It really is, and I think more people should see this movie. It's definitely underappreciated. The kid is, you're right, though. He is super creepy. Yeah, here it is. I'm looking at the Blu-ray, The Pit, $18.99 on Amazon.
Oh, yeah. That is, yeah, I mean, it's just, if it comes to B movies, that movie's great. And I really want to watch it now. I'm upset that it's like, I have to order it because I really want to watch it right now.
It's super creepy too. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's creepy in a bizarro way.
And like the boy who played him went beyond. Like I don't even think he was. I think he was just creepy. Like it's just what happened. He was just like, I'm creepy.
That's why they hired him, dude. That's a creepy kid. Hire it.
That was one of Lloyd's favorites. Lloyd, what do you got, Lloyd?
Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
I love Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. This is a slasher flick, in my opinion, with a supernatural element. So I love this movie. I love it because when I was a kid, this was a made-for-TV film, by the way. So there's no real gore. It's mainly all implied. But it's done super well, kind of like Texas Chainsaw did so well. You walked out and you thought you saw gore when you didn't. So it's kind of like that. We had the writer of the film. I think he still owns it. He was a guest a couple of years ago, or back when we were at the Sheraton. And his name escapes me. But this movie was one that every year it came on television, and every year my mom would go, "You got to see Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. It's coming on tonight." And we would go into the living room, turn on the TV, and we would sit riveted to the screen and watch this movie. It's fantastic.
I think it's probably, if not the best made-for-TV horror movie that there was. I mean, really, and it has a fantastic cast. I think I put a trailer for it somewhere. I think I gave you a trailer, but
did you really?
Yeah,
I'll see if I can find it.
Had Larry Drake in it. Larry Drake, of course, from Dr. Giggles, Darkman. Had Charles Durning in it, who was in a whole bunch of movies. Directed by Frank DeFelita, I think is the name.
Yeah.
But he was known for being an author. He did the novel of Audrey Rose. So
I am not seeing the oh, here it is. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow official trailer. Where is it?
Let's watch it.
The dashboard that I have is so hard to figure out because it just throws stuff up there and it doesn't have I'm gonna throw it in there again while we're talking about it. Definitely one of my favorites though, period. It's way up there. We had Larry Drake as a guest a couple years ago, right before he passed away, and I was and I was super honored that we got to have him as a guest because he's a great actor and he is fantastic in this movie.
Did you screen this at Frightmare one year, like 2010?
Yeah. the writer, and he actually owns the movie in full now, as J.D. Fagelson, and he licensed it to VCI, and they're a distributor out of Oklahoma, and we've had a relationship with them at the convention. And they called me one year and they were like, "Hey, we're going to release Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. It's all remastered. We're going to put it out on Blue. And how would you like the writer to come, J.D. Fagelson?" And he was the nicest guy, man, just a super nice guy. And it was really cool to be able to tell him the story of how I watched this movie every year with my mom.
That's cool.
I think I found the trailer. Let's try it.
Old man saved this little girl's life, but they accused him of harming her. And he was tragically murdered. Now, one by one, the men of this town are dying. Who is his avenger? Is it the dead man's grief-stricken mother?
They killed my boy!
The little girl who loved him?
I know what you did to Baba.
Or could it be the Scarecrow? Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, coming up next.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
the little girl's so creepy too. I know what you did to Bubba. I tell you, I'm gonna start dressing for all of our Frightmare HQs. I'm gonna dress just like her and be like, "Hi, Lord, I know what you did to Bubba."
Oh, okay. Charles, please don't do that.
I am. I'm gonna be like, "Hi, Lord, it's me, Charles. I'm here for you."
I implore you on behalf of all of our viewers, please do that. Akasha says there needs to be more Scarecrow movies. Yes. This movie and the movie called Scarecrows are probably the two best. And, and this is miles above the movie that I just mentioned, just Scarecrows. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow is fantastic. And when you watch it, you can't believe that it is a made-for-TV movie. It's just really that well done, and it's fantastic. Yep. Ingrid says it's playing on Prime. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow is actually available on Prime.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good news.
Maybe we'll have to do a screening of that.
If you've never seen this movie, what are you waiting for? It's great.
Yeah, it's on Prime. Pull it up, watch it. It's a good watch.
That is not Archie Bunker. That is
Charles Dunning. Charles Dunning.
He is a fantastic actor. He died 8-9 years ago, I think. But he's been in a bunch of stuff. Charles Durning is an amazing actor. So. Oh
yeah, I mean he was in, God, so much crap. The Sting, Dog Day Afternoon, a whole bunch of stuff he was in.
Akasha says I like Husk. I need to check that out. I've watched some of that, but I don't think I saw it all.
Travis said that Dark Knight should be the next watch party. I think it should. Everybody voted on Elvira this week, so we're going to do Elvira.
Okay.
Maybe the following week we'll do Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
Yeah, if everybody's down, I would definitely. I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but I'd be excited to watch it again with everybody.
Yeah, I would too.
All right, Charlie, you're next. You have one of the biggies from 1981.
Oh, Lord. We won't have to talk about this one. Halloween 2. October 30th, 1981. Halloween 2. It's a movie. It's a sequel to the movie Halloween, which nobody saw. Halloween was a very obscure film. It came out. Nobody ever watched it.
It's all new. It's all new. Halloween 2.
All new, even though it's a sequel, and it's pretty much the same damn thing. It's all new. For the people who brought you Halloween, more of the night he came home, but it's all new. All new today. One night only. Whoop, whoop.
It's a great slasher flick.
I like Halloween too. It's fun.
Yeah. The fact that it, takes place a lot in the hospital was great for its time. Made hospitals very creepy. You didn't want to go to a hospital.
Yeah, you didn't get a lot of films at the time based on like a hospital, and kind of narrowing it down to like a singleized location made it fun, and it actually added on to the story. It was a nice companion piece the way they rolled it directly from the first one. It's, I like it. It's one of those movies we don't have to say a lot about because I think everybody knows Halloween 2. This one wasn't directed by John Carpenter, but he did write this one, I believe. Him and Deborah Hill.
Yeah. But you
who was the
can't
director?
talk about 1981 and not talk about Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Because that was, a big movie for that year.
Yeah, it was a big movie for that year. The guy who directed it, I think his name was, I can't remember his name.
Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie directed it. And
it was
Rob
Rick
Zombie.
Rosenthal.
It was Rick Rolled. All right, he was Rick Rolled.
Rick Rolled.
And, yeah. So 1981, Halloween 2. Which I'm sure, like I said, nobody's ever seen Halloween. It's obscure, but you should check them out.
Had Lance Guest in it. And Lance was also in The Last Starfighter.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yep. And the connection there is Lance's stunt double for that movie was one of the stars of Deadly Blessing. Do you remember his name?
Nice.
I got to look it up.
And
no. They looked very similar, and that's why I guess he did his stunt work. But Jeff East.
Okay.
Yeah. They looked a lot alike back in the day. I don't know about now.
Was it Jeff East? Was he in Superman as well?
He was
like young.
He was young.
Clark Kent. That's what I know him from. Okay.
Yeah, he was also in the 1974 version of Huckleberry Finn. He played Huck. So,
I mean, I feel like we need to remake Huckleberry Finn.
Jeff East was also in Pumpkinhead.
Okay. Well,
there you go.
Good for you, Jeff East. I was not in Pumpkinhead.
I always thought they were the same person for years and years. Those two guys. And
all right.
It wasn't until recently that I found out they weren't.
I do like Last Starfighter though. It's a great movie.
It is a good movie. All right, what else you got about Halloween 2, Charles? Anything?
It's a movie. It's a sequel to a movie called Halloween, and it was the second one, and it came out in 1981. That's what I got.
Perfect. And it's not as good as Halloween 3.
No. I love Halloween 3.
I do too. I'm with you, Charles. I don't. What is that? 1982? Or are we going to talk about Halloween 3?
Oh yeah,
the next one.
Yeah.
Is it 82?
Halloween 3 came out in 82. Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
We're ferociously typing and looking things up. Yeah, Halloween. Yep, 1982. You're right.
It's also on Amazon Prime, I believe now. Season of the Witch.
Cool. All right, here's one. I got to tell you, I've never watched this movie, Charles. Have you seen this next one?
Don't go in the woods.
Don't go in the woods. I've never.
Oh, it's a stupid movie. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing redeeming about it. I've seen it. It's a pointless film. I'm going to beg everybody to never watch this movie. That's what I've got for you.
Well,
it was released. It was re-released by Vinegar Syndrome. I know that. I don't know why. I would not buy it. I watched it 20 years ago, and I will not watch it again. So there's that.
I remember trying to watch it and renting it once and going, "This sucks," and just shutting it off. Because even in the first few minutes, you're like, "This is a terrible movie," and I've never revisited it. I am a slasher completist, but sorry, don't go in the woods. I haven't watched you yet.
Now Akashia said, everybody's running to find it. Yeah, everybody's gonna go watch this damn movie. They're gonna blame it on us.
Don't go in the woods.
You guys made us watch Don't Go in the Woods. It had a good poster. I think I gave you a picture of the poster. The poster's the best thing of the damn movie. That's it.
Yeah, and that's what sucked me in and made me rent it when I was like 10 or however old.
Don't go in the woods alone.
Poster, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Everyone has nightmares about the ugliest ways to die, and one of them is watching this movie. Don't go in the woods alone.
And don't watch this movie alone.
Warning, this motion picture is horrible. Please do not watch.
This motion picture depicts scenes of graphic violence. I don't know about that.
Morgan says, regret buying it and haven't even seen it yet. Yep. I'm sorry, but you are going to regret it. Open it up and watch it now.
It's like a super cheapy, There's somebody. The way I remember it, it seemed like people just grabbed a camera and walked out in the woods and started filming crap. And
that's what me and Lloyd do sometimes. Yeah. So
Bob White says,
Morgan,
sad face.
I really want Morgan to open it and finally watch it and then give us like 5-minute overview of how fantastic it is. Like, just come on here and be like, let me tell you guys about a movie that changed my life. It was called Don't Go in the Woods. I watched it and it was phenomenal. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I definitely can't recommend Don't Go in the Woods because number one, I've only seen a few minutes of it. And
I watched it.
Two, what I saw looked terrible.
Matt asked if it's Canadian. I don't believe so. I believe it was a U.S. movie. I believe it was a U.S. release. All right, we got one more, Lloyd. Holy crap, one more.
Are we going to go out with a bang or what?
We're going out with November 27th, 81, Just Before Dawn.
Boom. That's a
great
slasher flick
movie. I love this movie. It's not super gory, but it's super well made. Excellent score. Great cinematography. It's got a good cast. George Kennedy's in it.
Yep.
I like the movie. I mean, if you haven't seen it, watch it. Directed by Jeff Lieberman, who did Squirm. I know that.
And the little devil movie it came out early 2000s, Satan's Little Helper.
Satan's Little Helper.
Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that.
That's a good flick. I enjoyed that. It came out in 2004 is what it says here. He wrote, let's see. Oh, he also he did Blue Sunshine, which is a great movie. I thought it was a great movie. He did one called Remote Control. Not a very prolific director by any means. He's only
not at all
8 or 9 movies, but he's a great director.
And Just for Dawn is great. If you haven't seen it, I recommend watching it. I don't think it's streaming anywhere, but there's a Blu-ray out of it. So, somebody had said music by Brad Fiedel, Todd Seeley. Yeah, Brad Fiedel did music to it. Known for his synthesizer music. He did The Terminator and Terminator 2 Judgment Day. So, Squirm is a lot of fun, Corey. I agree with you.
And Corey also likes Blue Sunshine. I don't know if she likes it. She saw it at the drive-in, so
yeah, she did that. She's like, saw it at the drive-in. Never went back to the drive-in.
Definitely not as accomplished as the other two or the others that we're talking about, but it was a good movie. It's a good early movie. Feels a little Cronenberg-ish.
Yeah, it's got that kind of slow Cronenberg build, you know.
Oh, so Todd caught us. We didn't talk about student bodies, he says. We said we were going to talk about student bodies. We had to pare the list down. It was just getting unruly.
It was. We had to narrow down a couple, and unfortunately Student Bodies didn't make the cut, Todd. And I understand your love for Student Bodies, and I appreciate it. Ollie likes Student Bodies too. Okay, look. Student Bodies is not a bad movie, but it just couldn't make the list. I am sorry. I am sorry, okay?
And we skipped over another favorite, too. Look at that.
We didn't skip over that. We did that in the first one.
We did, actually. I did say at the beginning of this podcast, though, this list is by no means all-inclusive.
No.
Just because
I'll tell you guys,
one was a huge year.
Well, we're going to do 82, and we're going to pare 82 down to 20 movies, guys. Now, there was 55 that were released in 82. Let me tell you that. There was 55 again, just like 81. But we're narrowing that some bitch down to 20 movies, okay? So it may not be something that you like, but we're gonna narrow it down.
We have to. But I would like to ask, put it out there. What do you guys recommend from 1981? I would love to hear that from you guys. Leave a comment or and let us know. Let us know what you recommend in the comment section. We're all going to read this, and I love finding movies that I'm not aware of. We're all like that. I think in horror, we're always mining for the next gem. You know.
Leslie said that 82 is going to be a tough one to pare down. I agree with you, Leslie, because I've already looked at it. And I made an initial list, and my initial list of ones that we had to cover was about 43. And I was like, well, God, Jesus. We can't do this again. Nobody's gonna watch these things.
I thought we talked about Happy Birthday to Me last show.
We did the first one.
Yeah, I thought we did.
See, this is why, guys, we got to narrow it down, because imagine if we did this as one show. This would be 2 hours and 40 minutes of us on here talking about.
Especially 1981. Holy smokes.
82 is just as long. I pulled it up. There's like over 50 in 82 as well.
Wow.
So.
That's crazy.
But if we missed any from 81, like you guys pointed out, student bodies, like Lloyd said, leave a comment.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear stuff we missed, but also like to hear from the list of what you guys like. And maybe throw out some from 82 that you like so we don't miss them. So I'll definitely incorporate that in there.
There's always, somebody has already mentioned a favorite of mine from 82, The Entity.
Yep.
I love The Entity. Fantastic movie.
There's a lot in 82.
We did talk about The Burning last week. So you can, if you missed our show last Wednesday, it's still out there. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It's also on Periscope. And I think it's on our Twitch page. So you can go back and watch that. But yeah, we definitely hit The Burning.
Well, you're frozen again on my picture.
Oh, am I really? Again?
Yeah, you're frozen. So I 82 has a lot. Let me tell you, 82 has a lot that I'm also looking forward to.
I'm back.
You're back?
I'm back.
All right. So I want to give away, for people that's watching this, I'm going to give away a copy of the Boogans on Blu-ray. All right? And I'm not going to share this. I'm just going to say whoever the first person is that can pop up in the live comments that says, Charles, give me the Boogans, I'm going to give you a damn copy of the Boogans. So, like, tell me who the first one that pops up.
Uh-oh. People are smashing their keyboards right now.
See what comes up. No, nobody's going to post it. I'll just keep it for myself. I don't really know.
Oh, there it is.
Allie. Allie's going to get the Boogans. All right, Allie. You can send us
Got it.
Allie got it, guys. Allie was the first one.
Boogie Boogans. Charles, give me the Boogans.
All right. You're getting the Boogans.
Awesome. Way to win. Let's see what else we got going on.
Send that your address over as a private message, and I'll get it sent over to you.
Yeah. Awesome. Before we go, I want to encourage everyone to, if you're on YouTube, go and smash the like button. Give us as many likes as you can on this video. It really helps our algorithm out. And Charles has been doing a lot of research on that, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get us moved up on YouTube, because the more views we get on YouTube, apparently the better things are. The more people watch us. And really the more this is viewed, the more stuff we can do for everybody. That's kind of our goal, is like bring all this to everybody. We appreciate everybody watching it. You know, we'd like to be able to keep just doing stuff for you guys, giveaways, whatever we have. So we're doing this for everybody. We really appreciate everybody joining us. I didn't think anybody would come back this week. I mean, really, after last week.
This is the greatest year of all. So yeah, if you could just go to YouTube, if you're on YouTube, and if you're not, go there and like this video. Just give us a like. That helps our algorithm and gets more eyes on the video. I see a lot of people on Facebook. So like us there too. Give us a like, give us a share. On Twitch, if you're on Twitch watching us, leave comments. Comments help us out a lot in the chat room. What else can we encourage people to do, Charles?
Well, if you want to continue watching us, that's really cool. And I still have shirts. You can buy shirts from us.
I have shirts.
We have those. And coffee mugs.
Yep.
No, but I mean, I appreciate everybody watching this. I think when me and Lloyd first started doing this, we thought it was just going to be me and Lloyd talking to each other. And apparently you guys are liking what we do. So, I mean, if anything else you guys want us to cover, let us know, and we'll do it. We don't really have we don't really care what it is. So,
yeah. So I want to announce Saturday's guests, because we have multiple guests this Saturday.
Saturday's going to be fun.
This is an exclusive for everybody that's watching. We haven't announced this anywhere yet. We have guess from the number one film in the nation right now?
Oh, yeah.
Next show, the number one film in the nation. It is destroying box office records or box office nationwide.
Nationwide, everybody. Number one film.
It's actually pretty cool. Charles and I both watched the film the other night, and I enjoyed it a lot. I know you said you did too. But the name of the movie is The Wretched.
Yep.
And it actually is number one right now because it's showing at all the drive-ins that are open at this point. And everybody is going to see that. That's the number one movie. So we have the special effects artist from that movie, Eric Porn, is coming on. And yes, that's his name.
That's his name.
Eric, Porn. And the effects in this movie are practical effects, and they're all fantastic.
Yeah. And nowadays, anything that has practical effects, I love, because I'm like, thank you so much. And that's one of the best things about watching that. So if you haven't seen The Wretched yet, go try to watch it. It's at drive-ins, which is fun.
Yeah. And I think you can VOD it too. So
yeah, it's on video. It's on VOD.
So
try to check that out. So we have him coming. Who else is coming?
We have the directors, the Pierce brothers.
Writers and directors.
Brett Pierce and Drew T. Pierce are going to be on the show Saturday as well. And we also have the lead actress, Piper. And I hope I don't destroy her name. Her last name is Curda, Piper Curda, if I'm not mistaken.
Piper Curda. Very much looking forward to that. It's a new movie. It's a fun one. Everybody should check out.
Yeah, and Piper, all the acting in this film is really well done. Great acting, amazing special effects. It's gory, it's violent, it's disturbing. It's a great film, and it even reminded me in some ways of Fright Night. How about you?
Yeah, it really did. It kind of had that feel that. Don't want to give a lot of the movie away, but it's that, something going on next door feel, and it's
right.
A lot of fun.
Not really as comedic as Fright Night, but it definitely has, it harkens to that a little bit. But that's the only thing that I can really compare it to. It's a very original movie.
Richard said he came back to see me wear a shirt with myself on it. That's true.
I don't have the Corona, y'all. I just had a little cough tonight.
Somebody asked if we had a merch shop. We do, actually.
Where is that on here?
Somebody posted it.
Yeah, I saw that too. You know who that was? That was Danny Del Carroll. Danny. Yes, give him our merch shop address.
It's really long.
We should probably buy a domain name of some sort and point it towards that so it's easier.
Yeah. So we have it up on Facebook everywhere, I think, don't we?
I can't remember.
I mean, essentially it is shop.spreadshirt.com/frightmare-HQ.
We'll get a better domain for that. But you can just go to our Facebook page. We have it linked there. Yeah,
we have links on Facebook and also on the TexasFrightmareWeekend.com website. I believe we have a link on there too.
So go check that out. Somebody brought up the Corona pack we're selling. We do have that up for sale also, the face mask and some hand sanitizer and all kinds of stuff. So go check that out. That's a fun little thing, especially if you're looking for a mask to wear right now.
Cool. All right. Well, we're giving away a boogans. We've plugged our merch shop. We've talked about Saturday show, which is going to be fun. Probably make a post about that after this too, something like that. Get people aware. But yeah, when we're done, I mean, if everybody doesn't mind sharing our videos, like Lloyd said, like them, share them. Trying to build up YouTube, trying to build up whatever. If you've got it, like it. It helps us.
Yeah, destroy the like button.
Destroy it. Destroy it like
Charles, do you have anything else for tonight?
Just hope everybody looks under their bed for the boogans and sleeps tight, and watch some good movies, and let us know what you're watching. And remember, just because we like it doesn't mean you will. We're not recommending it. So
That's right. That's right.
That's our motto.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Thank y'all for joining us. We had another fun time with you guys. Thanks for coming out and just, hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it. My name is Lloyd, and I'm here with Charles Doze, and you've been watching Frightmare HQ. Peace, guys.
Bye.